No one expected the story to begin with a quiet box, wrapped in blue, sitting silently on a kitchen counter. No logo, no tag, no explanation, just a small gift that would send the entire baseball world into a frenzy. And when fans learned it had come from Mamiko, Shohei Ohtani's wife, whispers turned into shockwaves. Because this wasn't just a gift. It was a message. People say greatness recognizes greatness. But what happens when greatness is supported by something even stronger, something invisible, powerful, and unbelievably rare? That's where this story truly begins. When the Dodgers posted that photo, Shohei smiling softly, the mysterious Mamiko gift in his hands, the internet exploded. Fans joked. Reporters speculated. But beneath all the noise was a truth no one realized. This simple moment revealed more about the Ohtani dynasty than any home run, any MVP award, or any $1 million contract. Because the box wasn't the story. She was. Shohei Ohtani might be the most gifted baseball player of our generation, maybe of any generation. But Mamiko, she's operating on another level entirely, a level most people never get to see, a level that doesn't show up in stat sheets or highlight reels. In a world where everyone watches Shohei, she is the one person who stands just behind him, shaping the quiet parts of the journey, the spaces where cameras can't reach and pressure can't invade. And the truth is, that's exactly why that tiny gift hits so hard. It wasn't expensive. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't dramatic. Instead, it carried something much heavier, intention. A reminder to him, and maybe to all of us, that even giants of the sports world are built on the strength of the moments no one notices. Think about Shohei for a second. The face of MLB. The global superstar. The man carrying the hopes of Japan, the expectations of Los Angeles, and the weight of every child who dreams of baseball greatness. Every swing is a headline. Every smile becomes a meme. Every step is dissected by cameras from Tokyo to New York. And yet, in that photo, he didn't look like the biggest athlete on earth. He looked like a man who had come home. That's the power of the Mamiko gift. It wasn't the object, it was the grounding. The balance. The part of Shohei no one ever sees but everyone always feels. People forget. Even legends need someone to remind them they're human. Someone to steady them through the noise. Someone to keep their world intact when the spotlight burns too bright. And here's where the story gets even more unexpected. Behind the scenes, Dodgers insiders whispered that something had changed this offseason. Shohei seemed lighter, looser, more focused, yet more at peace. His routine was sharper. His recovery was smoother. His presence, quieter, but somehow stronger. Players felt it. Coaches noticed it. Reporters sensed it. Something, or someone, was elevating him. That's what made fans return to that photo again and again. Not the box. Not the bow. Not the cute moment. But the realization that this man, already performing at a once-in-a-century level, now had something most athletes never get in their entire careers: perfect stability. You could see it in his eyes. The calm behind the fire. The confidence without arrogance. The quiet joy that said, "I'm exactly where I'm meant to be." And for a player like Shohei Ohtani, that changes everything. Because a balanced Shohei is dangerous. A grounded Shohei is unstoppable. A supported Shohei, that's the version that breaks history. And Mamiko, intentionally or not, has become part of that foundation. While fans flood stadiums, while analysts debate stats, while the world watches every move he makes, she moves in silence. Not as a celebrity, not as a symbol, not as a shadow of Shohei's fame, but as the person who reminds him, every single day, that he's more than his talent. People don't talk about that role. They overlook it. They underestimate it. But the truth is, greatness rarely rises alone. And when you look at Shohei's journey, his injuries, his pressure, his expectations, his impossible standards, you realize that someone who brings him peace is bringing him something even more valuable than training or money or fame. They're giving him fuel. That little gift was a window into that world. A small, quiet moment that didn't need a caption. Because the message was already written in the simplicity of the gesture. I'm here. I support you. Keep going. And somehow, without saying a word, the entire baseball world understood it. This is why fans reacted so intensely, not because it was cute, but because it revealed a truth they always felt but never saw before. Shohei Ohtani is extraordinary. But even extraordinary people need something, someone, to anchor them. In an age of noise, Mamiko is the quiet. In a world of spotlight, she is the shade. In a life filled with expectations, she is the sanctuary. And the deeper you think about it, the clearer it becomes. The Mamiko gift wasn't a story about romance or celebrity. It was a story about balance, resilience, and the unseen pillars that hold up greatness. Because even the strongest athletes have moments of doubt. Even the brightest stars have nights where the lights feel too harsh. Even the greatest players in MLB history need something to remind them why they continue to push, endure, and rise. What Mamiko gives Shohei isn't material. It's emotional clarity, mental stillness, a place where he can breathe. And when you combine that with his godlike talent, you get a force the league simply isn't ready for. Next season, analysts will talk about stats. They'll talk about swing angles, rehab progress, contract numbers, and Dodgers lineup projections. But the real story, the one hiding beneath those headlines, will be the human one. The story of a man who found his anchor. And a woman strong enough to be it. That's why this moment matters. That's why fans felt it. That's why this tiny gift became a global conversation. Because it revealed something most sports stories never touch. Even legends don't stand alone. And maybe that's the real truth behind the Mamiko gift. Not that she's on another level because of fame, or beauty, or recognition. But because she gives the greatest player in the world something he has never had before. A partner just as steady, dedicated, and extraordinary as he is. In the end, the gift wasn't the surprise. The love behind it was. And for Shohei Ohtani, the man, not the superstar, that might be the greatest advantage of all. Because when your heart is calm, your mind is sharp. When your world is balanced, your dreams expand. And when someone believes in you quietly, fiercely, and completely, you become unstoppable. That's the truth behind the Mamiko gift. And somehow, it feels like their story is only just beginning.